Scroll of Anat, The Feast After the War, for the ones who don't know how to relax even when the danger is gone. When the last sword fell silent, the land did not know what to do with itself. Smoke lifted from broken walls, the sky was full of tired birds, and people walked like they were still on a battlefield, eyes scanning, shoulders tight, hands ready to reach for weapons that were no longer there. Victory had come, but relief had not. Anat stood on a ruined balcony, armor still warm from the fight, and watched her people move like ghosts who could not accept they were alive. The order no one expected that evening, the captains came to her with maps and damage counts, strategies for the next threat, plans for how to fortify and drill and guard. Anat listened, hands resting on the hilt of her sword. When they finished, she shocked them. "Tomorrow," she said, "we feast." One captain stammered, "But lady, the walls." She shook her head. "The walls will still be here in 2 days. Some of these hearts will not if we do not give them one night to remember why they wanted to live." It was the first command she gave that sounded like softness and felt like war. The next night, torches lined the streets like a river of fire. Tables were dragged into the open square, covered with whatever food the people could pull from cellars and fields. Flat bread, cracked olives, fruit that had somehow survived, meat spiced like an apology to the hungry. Musicians tuned instruments with trembling fingers, unsure if they were allowed to be heard this loud again. Anat sat at the head of the longest table. Her armor was still on, but her sword lay on the bench beside her, within reach but not in hand. She noticed them immediately, the empty chairs. Spaces where someone should have been laughing, a cup that stayed untouched, a plate set out of habit and then quietly removed. Grief moved through the feast like a second wind. She felt it land on her chest. Victory tasted like ash. A voice inside whispered, "How dare you eat when they are gone?" Another voice answered, "How dare you waste what they died for?" The survivor's guilt. As the drums started, some people danced, but many stayed frozen, staring at their own hands like they were guilty of being intact. One young fighter approached Anat, eyes burning brighter than the torchlight. "Lady," he said, "I don't know what to do. Every time I reach for food, I see my brother's face. He should be here, not me." Anat looked at him long enough for his breath to stutter. "Do you think he died so you could starve yourself out of loyalty?" The boy's jaw shook. I just, I feel wrong being happy." "Of course you do," Anat said. "Your body still thinks joy is a trap." She placed a hand on his shoulder, not gentle, but steady. "Listen to me. The war already took one of you. Do not offer it two by killing your joy to keep him company." His tears fell silently. "Eat," she said. "Laugh when the laugh comes. Cry when the wave hits. That is how you honor him, not by living half dead." The first laughter across the square, a child tripped while trying to dance, rolled in the dust, then burst into uncontrollable giggles. The sound cut through the heaviness like a blade through fog. Heads turned. No one scolded her. An old woman, eyes red, hands scarred from carrying too much, started laughing too, the kind of laugh that breaks and heals at the same time. Someone clapped to the rhythm of the drums. Another followed. Soon, a circle formed, feet stamping, hips swaying, hands raised. Not everyone joined. Some sat and watched, tears on their faces, but for the first time, the tears fell in a place where music was allowed to exist beside them. Anat watched, chest tight. This was the hardest battle, letting joy come back without feeling like a traitor. Anat's quiet confession. Later that night, when the torches burned low and most people lay sleeping where they had danced, Anat walked the edge of the square alone. She passed the empty chairs, the fallen cups, the dried tears on the stones. She spoke to the air as if the dead were standing just beyond the torchlight. "I do not know how to be happy without thinking of you," she admitted. The wind moved softly around her. "I killed for your safety and still lost you. I win the war and still feel like I failed." She waited for shame. Instead, a strange warmth settled along her shoulders. In her mind, or maybe in the space where the living and the dead breathed the same air, she heard an answer. "We did not fall so that you could carry our graves into every sunrise. Put us down, sister of battle. Walk into the morning with your hands free." She closed her eyes. For the first time, Anat allowed herself to believe that the dead could be honored without being clung to. The law of the feast. From that night onward, Anat declared a law. After every battle survived, great or small, seen or invisible, there must be a feast. It didn't have to be grand. A shared meal, a song sung off-key, a dance in a kitchen, candles lit for the ones who didn't make it, a moment of laughter you refused to swallow. But it had to happen. Because, she said, if we only gather to mourn, we train our souls to expect that togetherness equals pain. We must teach our bodies that togetherness can also mean music, bread, warmth, and someone holding your hand when the memory hits. This scroll is for the ones who survived the chaotic relationship, lived through the sickness, made it out of the house that felt like a war zone, kept a whole family standing with no backup, walked out of spiritual battles with nobody really understanding what that cost. You are alive, but maybe your nervous system didn't get the memo yet. So Anat leans across time and speaks to you. Stop waiting for the next attack to give yourself permission to rest. Make a feast, even a small one. Cook something you love. Play a song that touches your bones. Invite someone safe, or invite only yourself and the ones who watch from beyond the veil. When guilt appears and whispers, "How dare you enjoy this?" Answer it plainly. I dare because I'm still here. I dare because they are not. I dare because my joy is a memorial the darkness cannot steal. At the end of the scroll, beneath a sketch of a sword leaning against a table full of food, a final line is written. You who came back with no parade, hear this. Your laughter is not betrayal. Your rest is not laziness. Your joy is not disrespect. It is proof that the war did not get the last word. Eat. Dance a little. Let your shoulders drop. The feast after the war is part of the victory. Oh yes, there's definitely more to this energy. The real arc. From warrior, survivor, architect. So far we've touched Scroll I, she who walks back from the battlefield, laughing, surviving the war, owning your strength. Scroll 2, the feast after the war, letting joy sit next to grief without guilt. But that energy actually wants to keep going. Phase 3, architect of peacetime. After the feast, Anat energy moves into redesigning your life so it's not built on emergency mode, replacing hypervigilance with discernment, constant hustling with rhythms. I'm fine with truth plus support. This is the part where you stop asking, how do I survive? And start asking, what kind of world do I build now that I survived? That's a whole other scroll. Scroll of Anat 3. The armor by the door, where the armor is still close, but not on your body 24/7. The hidden message. Your body is still at war. Anat's energy understands nervous systems that never got to stand down. Her message under the story is, just because the situation ended doesn't mean your body knows that. Survivor's guilt, jumpiness, not trusting calm, sabotaging good things, all of that is your inner soldier saying, danger usually follows when I relax. Anat energy wants to help you teach your body that safety can last longer than a weekend. Let you move from I only feel alive in chaos to I can feel alive in peace, creativity, love, and slow mornings too. Summer 3. The feast is a spell, not just a part. That big feast image isn't just aesthetics, it's a spell. Food equals nourishment you don't have to earn with suffering. Firelight, community warmth instead of explosion, fire from war. Sword by the chair. You're still capable of defending yourself, but you choose connection first. Message behind it. I am still dangerous if needed, but I am no longer ruled by danger. So every time you cook a good meal for yourself after a rough season, let yourself laugh even though things aren't perfect. Accept help without trying to pay it back instantly. You're literally running Anat's magic in real time.
Channeled by your architect musician, 36110, 27 palms of eyes. The golden whisperer, sea star, Devalan see all. Apply the news you can use, truth and accuracy. The real non-bedazzled jewels.
To our beautiful collective, from our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community, you've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, all new and the many more to come. We're just getting started and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman Ahll